Here is a girl who didn't have a fashion background, a business degree, or loads of money. I just had a passion for hosiery and a feeling that tights just deserved a glow up. I started my brand from scratch, made a lot of mistakes, and learned some game changing lessons along the way. So, if you're curious about starting your own business or you just love a good behind the scenes story, this one's for you. Hey, I'm Soni Panda, founder of By Sony Panda X, and this is my journey of turning such a simple idea into an amazing growing hosiery business. So let me tell you why hosiery. I get asked this question a lot, and I hope everybody is sitting comfortable because for those who've never seen my videos or hear me speak, I can talk and I can talk for the world. And especially when it comes to something I'm very passionate about, oh, don't get me started. Okay, so why hosiery? I would say, do you know what? I have a personal connection to it. And for a lot of you who may not know my backstory, some of you do, some of you don't, some of you may know half of it. It's Okay, so it started when I was younger. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I will try and keep this short and sweet. Um, so when I was younger, growing up from an Indian background, it wasn't a thing to do bare legs. Bare legs was kind of like you don't do that until you're older. Oh my God, you need to keep them covered. And so going through self-expression when I was younger, it was very, I had to find a way of trying to do this without upsetting my parents or my family or just, friends who were like, oh my God, what are you doing? And so Hoju kind of came into play for me there. And also, I didn't really like my legs when I was younger. I still have a love-hate relationship with them. And for me to kind of wear what I wanted to wear, especially when it kind of came to like dresses and skirts, it was very much I had to wear hosiery with it. By the way, let me just say, hosiery is the collective word for tights and hold ups and stockings, basically leg wear. Um, and so I experimented with a lot of tights, and I kind of went like 180 with it. Instead of doing like your simple sheers like blacks or nudes or anything, I went full force patterned. I did like animal print, I did lace prints. I didn't do fishnets much, but I was into really bold patterns. So I kind of started way down the line, really, before I even did shears. But for me, I think it was just a way of just, like I said, self expression, trying to figure out outfits when I was younger, and just, I don't know, for me, it was something different. And I didn't like conforming. So I think that had a part to play in not conforming with a lot of stuff. Um, but yeah, but I think from there, I kind of grew it. I grew an amazing fashion blog from that. I started kind of doing reviews with hosiery as to which ones were really bad and like don't even spend your 50p on it at the time. To which ones are absolutely amazing, really top quality, and kind of everything in between, like cheap and cheerful, affordable, luxury, high end. Um, and it really was, I still have a whale of a time doing it. I still fashion blog. But it was just something that yeah, that I actually really loved doing when I was younger. And it's one of those, I went through a lot of different phases. I went through like a bit of a goth phase, a bit of a punk phase, semi emo phase, really girly girl. And yeah, and hosiery played a part in that. So for me, it was, yeah, it was something I am very, very connected to, and something I'm very thankful for, because I think I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that. Um, I wouldn't. Okay, so frustrations. If there were any frustrations, I'm just trying to think of everything that I can kind of cover in this podcast. I think frustrations I saw in the market was a lot of one size. I think I have a very, once again, a love hate relationship with one size pairs, like one size fits all, because it isn't. It isn't that. And believe it or not, so I was slightly thinner when I was younger, when I did start wearing hosiery in my teens. And even one size fits all was not that. You would expect to be, oh, they're, probably for smaller sizes, maybe if larger sizes couldn't get into it. No, there were so many pairs I would get from China that were they were made for like size 2, size 4 UK people. And I'm like, how am I supposed to get my legs into this? And and even like a lot of stores to this day still do that, but a lot of stores back in the day would just stock one size fits all instead of doing a size small, medium, large, or even duo sizing, like small to medium, medium to large, large to extra large. It was just one of those things. Oh, okay, well, there are wearers, just do a one size. That's okay. It's for everybody. And that really, really, really annoyed me. It still annoys me to this day, if you can't tell already. Um, and I think it was something that I wanted to tackle, especially having a hosiery business myself. It was just no, abolish this one size fits all, because it doesn't. There are very different body types, there are a lot of different leg lengths, there's just a lot more than something that a pair can just be like, oh, it's stretchy enough, it can fit everybody. No, 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 we need to get rid of that notion. And especially when you're gonna throw men into the mix as well, their body shapes and types are very different to women as well. So it was something, yeah, I would say that's my frustrations. 100%. And I kind of wanted to, with my business, I wanted to change that. I wanted to bring something that was inclusive to the table. So it was for everybody to wear. And it's also understanding the fact that there are very different sizes for different people. And it's understanding those needs that weren't met by markets like, for instance, like Primark and Next and H&M. They're just to name a few in the UK, but I can just imagine globally there would be some, you know, some similar kind of stores to that. So yeah, so I think that was, yeah, that's kind of like a starting point to everything. Um, okay, so when I first started the business, I'd literally quit my job in the NHS, and okay, so honestly, I'm just thinking about it now, and I'm like, oh my god, there was a lot going on at the time. So it was, I quit my job in the NHS because this was something I wanted to pursue. I technically wanted to start this in 2018. It never happened. And for those of you who have seen my previous videos, when I first started this journey leading up to when I actually launched the business, you would have probably heard all this. So I'm sorry if I'm repeating. But it was, I'd quit my job. I'd scared myself out of this from 2018 to 2020. I was toying with the notion so much as to, what do I do? Do I do this? Do I not do this? I felt like I needed to know it all. And I think that's what made me think, I don't think this is for me, because I feel like I need to know about accounting and bookkeeping. I needed to, know so much about market research. I needed to know the ins and outs of how to start a business. Do I be sole trader? Do I be limited company? There was all these things that was like, I'm just about to make progress, and then boom, I'm knocked back 100 steps because I don't know this. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to find the help. And there was a lot of that. The key word there is, I don't know where to find the help. Um, and so for me, it was really, really frustrating. And it literally, it took me on my 30th birthday to figure out, this is something I wanted to start. I'd said to myself, I keep scaring myself out of this. I need to stop doing this. It's either now or never. And I had to give myself a deadline. Otherwise, it was just going to be, I'm toying. And yeah, I had enough of that. It was 2 years worth of that, and I had enough of it. And so just, and that year I decided to literally launch my business. I was like, look, I already know X amount, use that, get started. You can figure out the rest later on. And I think the beauty about my brand was, and I don't say this to a lot of people, some people know, a lot of people don't know, the fact that I had the market there already. I already had people who were waiting, ready to buy a product. And I just didn't have one to give them. And I think that was the blessing about my business starting off easy to some degree. Um, was once I had the product and launched and was like, boom, I'm taking orders and we're doing pre-orders. It was flying at that point. So yeah, it was a bit of a journey. I'm not gonna lie. It was daunting. It was very overwhelming. I was very excited. I was very nervous. I was very scared. To some degree, I was like, I'm not cut out for this. I don't. So many people believe in me. I don't believe in myself. Um, And yeah, and I'm not even afraid to say that anymore. Before, I never wanted people to know that. But I think, you know what? A lot of people who aren't in business don't really get the fact that how daunting it can be, especially being a woman in, a woman in business, starting up all on herself, is still growing this whole business by herself. It's There wasn't a lot of support. I had my family and friends, but that was it. I didn't have any other outside or external help, and that was very, very, very hard. Um, so yeah, I think it literally was in 2020. I decided, obviously this is when COVID was full force, and it was just, I didn't want to go back into employment. I wasn't ready, and I was just, you know what, I would like something. I want to take a risk, and I want to give this a go. And I think I told myself, if it doesn't work, that's fine. You took a risk, and you gave it a shot. But then the flip side was, well, you could take this risk, and it could be the best thing that's ever happened to you. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Honest to God, it's, you know what, I've had a lot of, there's been a lot in this journey, but this is the best thing that's ever happened to me, is being on this journey. Um, so yeah, I have to, yeah, taking a second just to be like, wow, it's a very proud moment, very, very proud moment. Um, so yeah, so just quickly going back to the research that I did. So I did do a lot of online networking, and one thing that really did help me, shout out to Google, is all the research I did was just how to start your own business. What do I need to know to set up your own business? And I think this obviously back in 2020. We're now in 2025, and there is so much more help that is out there for small businesses, whether you're just idea phase or in the first, you've just started the first 6 months, year, so forth. There is so much help that is out there, and that is readily available. But when I first started, there wasn't that, and I couldn't find it. There wasn't much happening, and obviously, especially in Leicester, there wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot of people that I could talk to, and it was very, very difficult. So I had to do a lot of online stuff, and it was just bare basics. And so, I mean, I scared myself out of it so much, but it was just learning the bare basics of, sole trader versus limited company versus partnership versus charities and everything, just understanding the basics of all those. I was right, okay, find yourself an accountant. Luckily, I already had one. Not really had one, but like I knew somebody who had their own firm. So, boom, that was already something that was off my list. It was just the key things like that, like, right, okay, my products, where am I going to get them from? So, it was kind of researching, okay, some suppliers, some manufacturers. Okay, how do we kind of collab? How can we do something? How can we work together? That was another thing off the list. And I think it was just taking myself back to bare basics rather than, well, I need to know how to bookkeep. It was, put that aside, work on a bit of a business plan, do the bare basics of it, but then put it aside. It was just that. And I think just focusing on the basics of knowing what you need to know was kind of what got me going with my business. And then everything else, I was like, look, do you know what? I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up after. It can't be that hard. I was like, there's so many thousands of millions of people doing it. I was like, it cannot be that hard. And I kept reminding myself of that throughout the whole journey. Um, yeah, so I think that was, God, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Just talking about all of this, it really takes me back to how I felt and what I was thinking at the time. And wow, this is what I mean. It's been such an incredible journey. Um, but yeah, so going to when I actually launched. So 1st of December 2020 was when I officially went live. And I'm not gonna lie, my first sale come through was the most amazing thing ever. Honestly, I still, yeah, wow, it's emotional. It's very, very emotional. I remember it because it was like, I believed in myself, but clearly not enough. And I think that first sale coming through after some promotion, like my really bare basic canvas stuff, and it was incredible. It was the best feeling ever to have someone and literally follow up that order with, I've just placed my first order. I believe in you so much, and I know your product's going to be amazing. They were the words. They were the words. And that's what I mean, that they've stuck with me to this day. And it was such a beautiful day. It was, yeah, yeah. It was amazing. Wow. Oh my God, seriously. Wow, this pod is going to be a lot longer than I thought it would be. Um, yeah, it was the most beautiful thing. It was emotional, as you can tell. It was emotional. And more than anything, it was just there's somebody external out there that believes in me. Somebody in the UK that believes in me and my product. They know what I'm talking about. After all these thousands of reviews that I put out on other companies, it was wow, somebody believes in me and my product. And you best believe I rushed to go and get that product packed and sent out that same day because I was so excited for this person to get their hands on this pair. I believed in this so much, in that product so much. I remember it was the black 20 denier sheer pair that they had ordered. I remember that was the pair that I had launched along with the black 15 seamless tights. They were my two staple pairs that I launched. And it was just those. It was just black color, just those two black pairs, no other colors in multiple sizing. That's all I had in my shop. Compared to all the hundreds that I have now. um, but no, it was absolutely beautiful. Um, yeah, it was amazing. Right, moving on because I can dwell in this feeling for the rest of the day, and we're not going to do that. So honest struggle. So I've got a lot, I say, but a few videos out there about some blips I actually had, and I won't bore you to death with them now. I'll actually link them into the description, and hopefully put them on like the end credit videos and everything. And for those who are like listening on Spotify, just hit the description and hopefully it'll pop up on there. Um, but yeah, I had a few blips. I remember working with a manufacturer. They'd messed up my order completely. It was a product that I really wanted to launch to try and change perceptions around it, and they're completely. I ordered I think about 500 units of it as well. Messed up near enough every single pair. I quality checked every single pair, and they'd messed up every single pair. And I think to this day they still have that box of stock sitting there because they don't know what to do with it. And I'm like, well, yeah, what are you supposed to do with it? They're all imperfect. Um, yeah, so that was really hard. But anyway, yeah. So it's as much as my business has been a blessing, there have been a lot of blips. I still have blips to this day. You know, I like this time last year, I was going through the imposter syndrome. God, that was something. Once again, I've got a video on that as well. Um, it was that was very hard. Yeah, that was very hard. There are times where I've wanted to give up the business. There are times where I've really felt not good enough. There are times where I've wanted to really just cry and let it all out and be like, is this even worth it? But then, do you know what? At the same time, I've had some incredible moments in my business where my hosiery community have lifted me right up. My customers have believed in me way more than I've believed in myself, and I've realized I'm doing it for them. And that has really gotten me through those tough moments. It's just, yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, but I've learned a lot of different lessons. You know, there have been some where I've done product testing launches. I remember I did it with Lace My Waist, and it was a great pair. It was like a nude pair, and it was a very different waistband, seamless, very different waistband. And I remember I did those as a trial product to be, can I get some feedback? I'd love to sell it to you guys for dirt cheap, but could I get your feedback on it? And it's little things like that that not only helped me grow the community, but got my customers involved in my business. And still to this day, I do market research. I get in touch with some of my OG customers and be like, hey, I'm thinking about putting this out. What do you think to it? Do you think it would work? Considering you're a massive hosiery wearer, and even to those who don't wear a lot of hosiery, be like, okay, I'm thinking about launching this. How do you feel about this? Would you wear? Would you not wear? And get honest, truthful opinions about it. And it is just yeah, it's even that's been a journey as well. But no, but in terms of like a lot of lessons learned, it's, you know, marketing, it's always having my customers on my journey with me. And I've always found it a win-win situation to be, it's not just about me trying to sell a product and my legs on there. It's about, no, actually, I want my customers on there. I want, you know, the bigger bodied people. I want, you know, the really stick thin, and I want every beautiful body in between all that, because I want to showcase the fact that hosiery isn't just for models or whoever, or it's just for anybody. It's just for anybody who's interested to dress it up in a different way, you know, for them to try and express themselves, whether, you know, they're doing it in secret or loud and proud. It's just, yes, it's an item of clothing, but for me, it's so much more than that. It represents so much more than that. So yeah, it's there's a lot. There's a lot in that. Okay, but I'm not gonna this is what I mean. I'm trying not to keep all my videos super, super long. I'm trying to keep them very straight to the point, very just, here is this, here is my journey, here is what I've learned, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna abruptly wrap this up. But I just want to say, honestly, thank you for everybody who has been listening to this very first episode. I am so, so thankful. The fact that if you've made it to this point, I love you, I adore you, I rate you, I respect you, I appreciate you, because I can talk to the world and go off tangent a fair bit too. So I will probably need to write some prompts somewhere to keep me on point with stuff. Um, but anyway, enough about that. If you've enjoyed listening to this, about how it all started and everything. It'd be nice if you actually hit subscribe. It'd be nice actually if you add me to like your library. It would be amazing. I would love that. It would mean the world to me if you did. If you want to keep like hear more of me yapping on. Um, and I'll be sharing a lot more behind the scenes stuff, a lot more tips, a lot more just about growing business in general. I mean, yes, I'm relating it to hosiery, but I just kind of want to offer something out there just about business, how to grow a business, and everything it kind of entails. This is just one of many, many, many episodes that I kind of want to bring. Um, yeah, yeah, this is what I mean. I'm going off tangent. I was literally about to go off tangent. I'm like, bring it back down. Um, but yeah, and I did want to say, if you've ever thought about starting your own business, or if you've already taken a leap, this is amazing if you have, by the way, because I know how hard it can be. I would actually love to hear your story. I'd love to have you on as a guest as well. This is something that I really want to do, is actually get in touch with other businesses and have them on and do some collab work too. Just to, it's nice to support small businesses. Whether you're abroad or whether you're the UK, in person or online, I'm here for you. We are going to do this. But yeah, please do DM me, do say hi, make yourself known. I'd love to have you on, and we can obviously build something together, which is what I'm about this year. I want to do a lot more for the community this year, whether it's my hosiery community, whether it's my networking community. Let's do something. Let's do something. But anyway, let me shut up now. I am Soni Panda, and thank you so much for listening. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Okay, is the chair looking cool? Oh my god, I have no idea. First podcast. I'm super, super excited, nervous, excited, amazed. Yes, let's get this. Let's get there. Okay, does my hair look alright? Like, is it okay? Oh god, I'm fapping. I'm fapping. This mic's kind of cool, but oh no. Okay, we have to get used to this. We have to get used to this. Can you tell I've got slippers on? I don't know. Is it visible? I hope not. Oh, I finally found the place setting. I don't want to move. Hey, I'm Soni. Hey, I'm Soni Panda, founder of By Soni Panda X. And hey, I'm Soni Panda by, oh my God. Hey, I'm Soni Panda, the founder of By Soni Panda X. And I am, oh my God, I keep losing my line. I think that went quite well. I hope so. God, I can really ramble. Really ramble.